So what is your favourite part of your job?
Oh God, that's such a hard question.
Or favourite parts, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just going to roll with the last conversation, getting people to the point that they go, don't care.
Yeah.
Like, and going, my butt looks great, I'm going to post it because I want to post it and not care if someone else doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And not just the sense of posting a booty photo, but like everything that represents with who they have become and that they're so comfortable with who they are.
Yeah.
And they're proud of the hard work that they've done. That they're like, if before poll I wouldn't have posted anything like this. We get those comments all the time. I would never have dreamed I'd post this video of me grinding or dancing or whatever. But now I'm so confident and I love what I'm doing. I want to share that. And who cares who doesn't like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely add on to that. I'd say, I mean, I love every part of my job. I can't say there's one part that I don't love. It's, dream job. And I still pinch myself literally every day that I get to wake up and do this.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay.
But I feel like watching the growth of students, and whether it be physical aspect or their confidence, I've literally had a student that wouldn't allow us to touch them when they first started inverting, and it was a safety factor that we had to explain to her that we have to touch you. And now she's like, yeah, no, I want you to lift my bum up.
Please hold me. Hold me.
Like, their confidence between when they first start to where they are now, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah.
What is the biggest obstacle you've found working within your job or within the pole industry in general, I guess even as a student previous to teaching?
Yeah.
And how did you overcome?
For me, it's the mental aspect of I can't. So myself personally as well, when I first started, I'm definitely not someone that has natural strength. I had to work really hard for every kind of strength that I've got, mentally and physically. And I had it like embedded in my brain, I can't do that, it's too hard. Or I'd watch the instructor do something and be like, I can't do that, straight away. And it took a long time for me, but I finally realized that if I went into a trick with a different mindset of going, okay, this is going to be hard, but I'm going to give it all I've got. Yeah. Even if it's not walking and going, I can do this, it's just switching that mindset and you've already won. Yeah. And I say it to my students now, I see it so often that they walk into a trick and they're like, I can't do this, it's going to be so hard. Well, yeah, it is. If you think like that, of course it is. Yeah, walk into it with just a positive mindset. And I think that's still something that I work with girls every single time I instruct. Yeah, so I would say that's the biggest one.
So both of you are performers. So you're performing, you're amazing. What is your favourite part of performing?
I think it's changed for me a little bit. So when I first started performing, it was I could escape me.
Yeah.
I could be a character on stage and I didn't have to be me. Yeah. And that's where I found like this confidence of, oh, I'm not me, so it's fine. I'm, whoever I was on stage. And then it was, probably 2 years ago, I finally did the first competition on a big stage where I was me. Yeah. So there was no character I was hiding behind, it was just me on stage, nothing else, and holy shit, I nearly vomited. It was the most nerve-wracking experience I've ever had, but it was also so uplifting and just like brought a whole new light to why I actually perform. Yeah. And I think it's now the whole process is why I perform. It's the experience, it's the creative process, the training behind the scenes, all that kind of stuff, to then finally get that couple minutes on stage, putting all of your hard work into play.
Yeah. Love that. Okay.
Pretty much for you, the same thing, like the process and just having essentially a goal to be working towards, particularly after doing pole for so long and teaching for so long, we kind of lose ourselves in our students' journey rather than our own. So having like some sort of event competition to be working towards kind of gives you that goal. Yeah. But mine's never been the like hide behind a character thing. Mine's kind of always been the lose myself in music.
Yeah.
Because I've always found music very much like that therapy side for me, and can always lose myself in music and every kind of music. So when dancing, whether or not it's performing or just in studio alone, just being able to kind of put everything into the music and just lose myself within the music is kind of what it is for me. Yeah. And to be able to do that on a stage where I share that kind of lose myself in the music with people just feels a little bit special.
Do you have a favourite dance move?
feel like my students would say it's the worm for me, but I feel like it's not.
And this is not the usual worm that you're probably thinking.
Demonstrate a worm. A sexy
You would love
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I have one of them in every single one of my choreos, but I don't know, that's a really tough question. Anything that just makes me feel sensual. Yeah, so like all the body rolls, all that like, slow movement, gooey movement, I would say that's what I really feel.
Gooey movement.
Yeah.
Gooey, yeah.
Mine's all just like, as long as it hits a good beat, I don't care what it is, but as long as there's like a satisfying, whatever the movement hits the beat really well, don't care what it is.
The last few choreos of yours, and I know it's one that she doesn't necessarily like, but I feel like you've done a donkey kick in basically every choreo that I've been teaching. I'm just so proud.
It would have been a term or two ago that I hate that movement.
Which, by the way, is the
last
the end, which kicked up.
Yeah. I used to hate it so much because I knew I could do it. But like, as soon as I would get to it in any choreo, and every time Nikki did a choreo and I had it in there, like I would get to that point and it was like my brain was like, so like nothing would happen. I knew what I needed to do, but it just wouldn't happen. So yeah, it was about two terms ago that Nikki was like, you have to practice it every week. Soz not soz to all my students that term, because I put it in every choreo for the rest of the term. I now like it. And now I do it regularly. But yeah, so if you suck at something, go full ham.
That's incredible.
Put it everywhere so you can't get away from it.
Between Boudoir and Pole, I think there's a lot of similarities. One is that you are generally in minimal clothing to do the thing. Do you find that people are very apprehensive about that when they first kind of come into the studio?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Trial class girls especially, like they'll come in sometimes in like, full length or 3/4 flats. It's like, oh honey, do anything.
You're gonna slide.
Yeah, it's not going to work. It's a group. But once they kind of understand that, and then progressively through levels, you need more skin exposed because you're doing high level things, so you are using more of your skin to grip onto the pole. And so it does naturally happen for a lot, but there's still that, apprehensive. Even of some of my dance girls that are like, no, you can't wear. But I have my butt covered and all that kind of stuff. So but I feel like as long as they feel supported,
I always joke to beginners all the way up, like it's funny watching people as they go up the levels, because as they go up, clothes go down. And I always say it like there's the two parts to that. One, there's the part of you physically need more skin because the tricks we're doing requires it.
Yeah.
And then two, you see that change in them mentally where they just stop caring.
Yeah.
And generally it's like that low intermediate level where they start to realise the difference having smaller clothing on makes for what they can do. And that moment, and I've had a few like intermediate prep students where they've come in then like small booty shorts for the first time, and the entire class is like, yes, get it, like, and then they do the tricks way better than they ever have because they've got that grip. And I think it's just in that moment that they realise no one's looking at their bum the entire class. And I always joke to people like, everyone's more focused on looking at their own bum than yours.
This is why I wanted to talk to them as well, because there's so much overlap in Boudoir in that sense. What this is saying is like a big thing people are nervous about is walking into the studio and having to literally be in lingerie, like not swimwear, not anything, G-strings, all that sort of stuff. So people walk into the studio, and I feel like these two and the other instructors and queens as well are like the Mel and Dave of Angel Eyes, but like for queens, because walking into the studio for a lot of people, they're worried about it, but Mel and Dave, a lot of the time, when they come in, it's so normal for them. They see it literally like almost every day. So it's just such a natural thing where they're like, all right, come on, let's go and do the thing. And I feel like it's the same here where it's like everyone's like, oh, they're looking at me, and it's like, cool. Then like, bend down, touch your toes, we're doing warm up. And it's like, oh, nobody cares. Okay.
And I think that is definitely like a changing moment when they get into those shorts and
Or they start wearing crop tops.
not a singlet, and like just no one blinks.
Yeah.
So I think it's like that moment, like you said, where they kind of look around and they're like, oh, wait, this is actually the normal here.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's fine.
Yeah.